weekly segment, Tik Talk, where we're taking a closer look at the story behind the sensation. Self-proclaimed corporate baddie DeAndre Brown is shaking up workplace norms one Zoom meeting at a time. DeAndre has built a large following, calling out the differences between how Gen Z and older generations approach work culture. Through his relatable comedic content, DeAndre sheds light on setting workplace boundaries, even turning the workplace into a meme. See for yourself.
Now that Jessica's left the company, your workload is gonna bump up.
So you want me to do Jessica's work for free?
Technically.
Absolutely not. Are you bumping up my salary as well to Jessica's salary?
Well, that's not really in budget right now, but wait.
It's never in the budget, DeAndre. Great to have you here tonight. So within months, you became known as the corporate baddie. How did you come up with this persona?
Yeah, the corporate baddie was something that I really came up with from my following and the people that followed me. I would post these videos just for fun and laughs, and people say, "You're such a corporate baddie." People would always say it to me, and I was like, "Oh, I love that." And then from there, I've been utilizing myself as that, and continue to make this corporate and relatable content to other people who are Gen Z within the workforce.
And so we're seeing Gen Zers take steps toward changing corporate culture, like setting boundaries and prioritizing their mental health. What are some methods that we should all be practicing to try to have a better work-life balance? Because I'm still struggling to figure that out.
Yeah, I think that work-life balance is a struggle for all of us, and it was even a struggle for me when I was working in corporate America. I think the biggest thing that helped me with the work-life balance was being very particular with my schedule, and within my schedule, making sure that I incorporated time for myself as well as the work that I do. I remember when I was first starting, I would even set timers on my phone where it was like, okay, I have a meeting at this time, and then my timer would go off for the meeting, and then right after that, there would be another alarm that would say, okay, it's time to take your lunch. And I think that is super important that, as we remain on schedule, that, we start to be able to balance the work-life conversation a lot better.
And your content also mocks how different generations respond to corporate work culture. What have you learned from your comedic skits?
Yeah, I've learned so much just from the comments within my skits. But what I learned is that Gen Z approach to the workplace is completely different than a lot of older generations. For example, Gen X. And speaking from my skits and also from conversations with my mom and other people within my family who are within the older generation, they say, I never would do that. I was very focused on having, the salary so that I can take care of you and take care of all my other responsibilities, while we're like, well, I want to prioritize my mental health and still get that salary as well. So I think that there's a lot that can be learned from Generation Z, and I really want people to take that away from my content, as well as the comic approach as well.
Outside of TikTok, you've really taken the initiative to share valuable skills with others. What's next for the corporate baddie?
What's next? That's a great question. Right now, I've been working on my own consulting agency where I consult in 3 different categories. One with influencers who want to create brands for themselves and want to market themselves and get brand deals. And then another sector is for professional development, people who do want to go into corporate America and do more of a traditional route. How they can make sure that they have the best resumes, how they can excel in interview tips.
And before I let you go, I'm just curious, because sometimes I hear the Gen Zs and they'll say, well, hey, we worked that extra day. We want that comp time back. And that really is, I guess, the right thing. But I'm kind of in awe because in my generation, it was like, you just worked. You just put your head down. So are you concerned at all that there might be a stigma for those people who are saying, you know what, I want to be compensated for my time. I want to make sure that I'm getting the vacation or the bonus or whatever it might be that they may rightfully deserve, but that corporate America perhaps hasn't caught up to yet?
Yeah, and that's what I like to tell a lot of people that watch and listen to my content, that you have to remember that we're just starting this. This is going to be a forever process. And I think that it's important that you want to make sure that you're heard where you work, but you also want to make sure that you are allowing time and allowing change to happen as well, because change doesn't come overnight. So we all have to work together. However, I do also want to say that when it gets to a point where you feel like I can no longer take this, that you find other places for employment. So yeah, that's my advice on that stigma. Like, we all have to work together as a community and as different generations and learn from each other, really.
DeAndre, we thank you so much for your tips. We appreciate you joining our series this week. For more career advice, you can find him on TikTok at I'm Dre Brown.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.